Welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Mike Slinkard. This week, we're going elk hunting. It's one of my passions and something that I look forward to every fall. I'll be hunting in my home state of Eastern Oregon, and we'll also be tagging along with Rocky Jacobson, who's after bulls over in Idaho. You know, Rocky's a world champion elk caller besides being founder of Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, and really knows how to make things happen with these bulls. Then we'll join Marco Frillo on his quest for a trophy Arizona bull with traditional archery tackle. It's an action-packed episode, and it's all coming up next right here on Hunting with Hex.
Hunting is about getting close. Really close. Get closer than you ever thought was possible.
When you have a cameraman and you setting out in a dirt field like this, you can get away with so much with this Hex on.
I've got to give credit once again to Hex.
We showcase the science of getting close right here on Hunting with Hex.
Hunting with Hex is brought to you by PSE Archery. Tough Country, American values forged in steel. Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow experts. Nocturnal lighted Knox, illumination that lasts for 20 plus hours. Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, we call the game. Tacticam, share your hunt. Warren Winches. Trophy Properties and Auction. And Hex Stealth Screen, the evolution of concealment.
On this first hunt, we're headed out to Idaho with Rocky Jacobson of Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls. Rocky's running the camera and doing the calling for his good friend, Don West.
You're sucking up all the air. We got a bull bugling over the hill here. Started from clear back where you can see the road across the clear cuts. But he's bugling pretty good on his own.
Rocky is a big-time believer in Hex technology, and both he and Don are wearing their Hex suits under their regular camo gear. Rocky and Don have several bulls bugling, so Don moves up to try to intercept one.
We finally got into the elk. I'm doing some cow calling because it's a herd bull and there's satellite bulls around. So we're hoping the satellite bulls or even the herd bull will come to the cow sound. We got him answering. I think he's headed this way. I'm using the raging bull and the trophy wife.
Finally, this decent bull shows up. Unfortunately, Don set up off to the left and out of range. Rocky's standing in the wide open, running the camera, and this bull gets within 10 steps before he notices Rocky moving the camera to keep him in frame. But even then, the bull simply moves off a few yards and stares, trying to figure out what he just saw. In the meantime, Don has drawn his bow when he saw the elk moving closer. Unfortunately, now it's facing right at him, and Don knows not to take that head-on shot. A few seconds later, Don has to let his bow down, and it goes off by accident, sending an arrow flying through the brush right beside the bull. Amazingly, even though the bull had seen Rocky at only 10 steps and had an arrow zip past him at only a couple of feet away, the bull is still standing around trying to figure out what's going on. By using Hex to conceal their electrical signal, coupled with some outstanding calling from Rocky, Don has plenty of time to get another arrow out, and now with the bull standing broadside, he lets one fly. This is yet another example of the Hex advantage that we talk about over and over. This bull should have busted and ran several times during this encounter, but by utilizing Hex technology along with some world-class calling, the guys were able to keep the bull calm and make it happen.
Hex Stealth Screen may be considered by some to be one of the most controversial pieces of hunting technology to come about in recent years. Science had already proven that several species used electroreception to detect prey animals, so why couldn't prey animals use it to detect predators? In the years since the launch, HEX technology has been accepted and used prominently in the world of hunters, divers, photographers, and conservationists. It has made the transformation from what some considered a questionable new concept to a tried and proven technology. Many HEX users say they simply will not go in the field without it.
Year after year after year, I've proven that my hex has let me get closer. I've had the most success in my camp, multiple years, and I really credit that to my hex.
When you have a cameraman and you setting out in a dirt field like this, you can get away with so much with this hex on. Imagine what you can do if you don't have two of you sitting out here and you're just trying to sneak up and get one yourself.
I've got to give credit once again to hex. This was probably the most amazing elk encounter I've ever had. I couldn't be happier with hex, and once again, the footage, the experience speaks for itself.
If you're still wondering, does hex really work? I think we just answered that. Hex. Yes, it really works.
We'll be back with more close-up elk action right after this. Welcome back to Hunting with Hex. We're elk hunting this week, and before the break, we watched as host Rocky Jacobson called in this nice bull for his friend Don West. Now, let's rejoin the hunt.
Now we're headed to Arizona to one of the state's top trophy units where Marco Frillo has drawn a tag. Marco is adding to the challenge by attempting to take his bull with traditional archery gear, which requires him to get ultra close. Fortunately, Marco's decked out head to toe in hex, and it wasn't long before he's put into the test with this nice bull. This bull's a certain shooter anyplace else, but Marco knows there's some monster bulls in this unit, and with years of preference points on the line, he decides to let this one walk. This bull walks right into Marco and has no idea that he's there at all. This bull's well inside the zone where an animal would usually know something's wrong. But as you can see, he's totally relaxed and looking right past Marco, only a few steps away. It's the hex effect in action once again.
Hi, I'm Bill Epwards, and I'm very fortunate to be in the hunting industry and hunt all over the world. And one thing that's really made me successful over the years is the hex technology, and it's allowed me to take 18 Grand Slams of turkeys, 2 World Slams, the Big 5 in Africa with a bow, also all the animals in New Zealand. And one thing that I think that really helps me, and I preach this in my seminars, is the hex technology really works. It allows me to get away with more movement, and the animals do not seem to detect me in any way. So the next time you go out in the field, make sure you check out hex technology.
The original hex suit is very lightweight, breathable, and versatile enough to be used in almost any hunting situation. The hex systems consist of 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a hex pant, hex top, and hex head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate hex products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with hex technology. All Hex hunting products are now available in our new Hex Style Anywhere and Hex Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester base cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. The original pants are cut similar to sweatpants, with an elastic waistband, elastic cuffs on the bottom, side pockets, and a convenient fly. The pullover shirt features thumb holes, serge stitching, and an embroidered logo. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the Hex hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight, stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the Hex grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save $30 on your order of a complete Hex suit. Visit our website to learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering. Hex has a lot of new products, including this comfortable hooded shirt. It comes with an integrated face mask, a convenient front pocket, thumb holes, and is the perfect Hex outerwear piece for these cooler days in the field. It comes in both Hex style camo patterns as well as a two-tone version. You can check it out on our website along with our other great products. While you're there, take the opportunity to get your own Hex system on the way.
The close-up encounters just keep coming, and you'll see them all right after this quick break. Welcome back to Hunting with Hex. We're traveling the west this week, and so far we've seen a nice bull hit the dirt and a close encounter of the bugling kind with this nice bull in Arizona. Now we catch back up with host Mike Slinkard.
Now you're coming along with me on an elk hunt in my home state of Eastern Oregon. I heard some bulls bugling on a mountaintop just after daylight, so I worked my way up to the area to see if I can figure out where they were. I found a good crossing area, so I decided to set up and do a little calling. Well, a short time later, I spotted some bulls headed my way. It turned out to be a couple of young bulls and nothing I wanted to shoot this early in the season. These bulls stopped just behind some limbs to find out the source of the calling. This is a time when the bulls are most alert and they're most likely to sense your presence. Many elk hunters have watched bulls hang up just out of range and turn and leave with no shot. I firmly believe that many times it's because they sense the electrical signal of a large living being. By utilizing Hex technology, they were unable to sense my presence, and instead of leaving, they were comfortable enough to come on in, looking for the elk that they thought they heard. They ended up passing right in front of me, only a few yards away. If they'd have been just a little bit bigger, I'd have been punching my tag on my Oregon bull.
That was cool. Two bulls under 20 yards. As you can see, we were not even setting in cover, but they never knew we were there. They went on by.
This week's Hex Close-Up is brought to you by my good friend and former animal science professor at Oregon State University, Dr. Howard Meyer. Howard is hunting in a tree stand only a few feet off the ground when he spotted a small group of bulls headed in his way.
Well, they came grazing up the draw. They came out of the brush at pre-measured 26 yards and came walking right up the draw toward me, grazing and browsing until finally one of them was right below my tree. This is a climber tree stand, and the foot platform is only 9 feet in the air. Suddenly the tree stand gave a bit of a lurch, and I realized my pull rope was hanging down and this bull was messing with it. And I thought he was probably standing on it and bumping it against with his shoulder. And then I realized that if that bull caught my scent and realized I was there and spooked, and if that rope wrapped in his antlers, I was in real trouble. So I made a move to untie the rope as quick as I could, and my movement caused this bull to back up, look up at me, and then spooked and took off. Fortunately, the rope did not wrap in his antlers. Later, when I looked at the GoPro video, I discovered this bull was standing there with the rope in his mouth. And eye to eye, we couldn't have been 6 feet apart. This is the closest I've ever been to bulls, totally relaxed, no more than a very few yards from me, and had no idea I was there. So my wife and I use our hex suits for all of our big game hunting, turkey hunting, predator hunting, and all my waterfowl hunting. And I just put them on every time I go out. I wouldn't go out without them.
Thanks once again to Dr. Howard Meyer for bringing us this week's Hex Close-Up.
Our most popular hex system is our base layer. The base layer is a lightweight semi-thermal material designed to be worn under your regular hunting clothing or over the top. It comes in the original olive green, as well as our new Hex Style Anywhere and Hex Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester base cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. All complete hex systems include 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a hex pant, hex top, and hex head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate hex products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with hex technology. The shirt is a quarter zip Henley with rugged serge stitching, embroidered hex logo, and thumb holes. The form-fitting pants have rugged serge stitching throughout, and the heavy elastic waistband and cuff ensure they stay in place. They also feature a convenient fly. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the hex hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the hex grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save $30 on your order of a complete hex suit. Visit our website to learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering.
Now that Mike has the small bulls out of the way, it's time to connect with one of the big guys. We're on some epic elk hunts this week, and the guys are putting their hex suits through the paces with one close encounter after another. Before the break, we left host Mike Slinkard in Oregon after his close encounter with these 2 young bulls.
A few days later, we had some rain move through the area, and I was able to locate what sounded like a good bull bugling up on a heavily timbered ridge.
We called a big bull in here this morning. He sounded good, growly bugles, all that. But it started raining hard and the wind switched, and we backed on out because we just didn't want to blow him out. This evening we got the wind right, so we're gonna go in here and hopefully he's still in this thicket. This is where we left him this morning. So
Well, I knew this area very well, and I really thought the bull would probably be on the ridge up above us. But when I let out a call, the bull answered with an immediate bugle, not above me, but instead below me and just off to my left. The bull was close, so I quickly spun around and tried to find some kind of an opening to shoot through. A few seconds later, I spotted the bull, and he was on a beeline to come through a shooting lane right below me, so I got ready for the shot. This bull was going to be super close when he stepped out, so I drew my bow before he cleared the brush in anticipation of him stepping out into the open. As they often do, this bull stopped just short of the opening to check things out before committing. After just a short wait, the bull felt comfortable enough to move forward right into my shooting lane, and I stopped him with a low cow call.
He's dead.
At 11 yards, it was a perfect shot. You know, I've been hunting elk all my life, and I've been in this exact situation many times before we started using hex technology. And more times than not, when a bull stops at that close range, it isn't long before they get cautious and things start to go south. Even when the wind's right and you're not moving, those big bulls would still know that you were there or that something wasn't right, and they rarely presented a shot. But just as you saw, this hard-hunted bull that spent his entire life on public land came right in, even at close range, and had no idea that I was anywhere around. As a result, I'm hanging my tag on another great 6x6 Oregon bull. It's just a combination that's worked for me for years and years. 41 of these babies down, and it never gets old.
I'm a huge believer in hex, and the reason is simply my success in the field. Time and time again, I have things that I just can't explain, and no matter which hunting camp I'm in, I feel like I'm having more opportunities than the people around me that aren't utilizing hex. The reality is, some animals definitely can sense things that we just don't know about, and with the encounters that I've had, I can tell you that hex has been my clear advantage. This past year, I got within top pin range on a giant open country bull and just sat there for longer than I was even comfortable for. And when he finally pulled away from that tree and started to come to where he had heard my call last, he literally almost walked right over me. Had no idea what I was, even when that arrow hit, and I'm giving that credit to hex. During the late season here in Iowa, there's nothing worse than being covered up with whitetails in a ground blind and having them look right in at you. I don't experience that anymore. I'm telling you, the proof is in the pudding for me. If you're interested in getting the best deal possible, make sure you use the promo code at the bottom of the screen. Or if you want to find out more, go to hexhunting.com or give us a call at 541-575-HEX.
You know, this week's show was chock full of amazing close-up encounters with bull elk. You know, I think elk are one of the most majestic species that we hunt anywhere in the world, and our hex system consistently give us that extra edge that we need to get that close-up interaction that we're all looking for. If you haven't yet tried hex for yourself, you need to go online or give us a call and get a hex system on the way. If you need more proof, check out the Hex Stealth Screen page on YouTube or our website. There you can see hundreds of other videos of hex close encounters with all species of game. I hope you too experience the hex advantage this fall. And I also hope to see you again, where we'll keep pushing the limits and bringing it to you each week right here on Hunting with Hex.
If you have an amazing hex encounter you'd like to share, give us a call or go online. If we use it on the air, you'll be in the running to win an exciting hunting trip with the Hex crew. You can find out more on our website. While you're online, make sure to take a minute and check us out on our social media sites as well.